A North Korean delegation is traveling to Washington to personally deliver a letter from Kim Jong-un to President Trump. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo met with a senior North Korean envoy in New York. He said progress has been made toward a summit. And a third body has been found at the Massachusetts home of a man charged with kidnapping, sexually assaulting, and torturing a woman. 40-year-old Stuart Weldon was arrested Sunday on kidnapping charges after a female passenger in his car told police she had been held captive for about a month. The woman said Weldon beat her with a hammer when he was angry, and authorities confirmed the woman was badly injured. The suspect is being held on $1 million bail for armed kidnapping charges, but hasn't been charged yet with connection to the deaths. And the Scripps National Spelling Bee crowned a new champion on ESPN last night. 14-year-old Karthik Namani correctly spelled the winning word. The Texas teen takes home a $40,000 cash prize along with his engraved trophy. Now closer to home, yet another night of active weather to wrap up the month of May. Take a look at the pictures sent to us from Roundup residents. The hail piled up on the highway, much like snow in the winter. Last night's hailstones were close to the size of lemons in some areas. One viewer tells us their home lost 6 windows to the storm. The damaging hail did a number on a fifth wheel, which is now missing several of its windows. Near Crow Agency, floodwaters from the nearby Little Bighorn River forced the closure of Interstate 90 Thursday morning near its intersection with Montana Highway 212. Traffic was diverted onto the frontage road for a short time, and after the water receded, the lanes were reopened and a speed limit restriction was lifted. Meanwhile, in Wyoming, Mother Nature isn't paying them any favors either. This video, taken by Dennis Davis, shows the destructive mudslide down Hunter Peak and across XUX Road in the Crandall area off the Chief Joseph Scenic Highway earlier this week. 2 cabins hardly stood a chance against the heavy, devastating mud, trees, and boulders that cascaded down the pass. According to the Powell Tribune, the owner of one of the cabins had hoped he could divert the slide away from his property, but Park County, Wyoming engineers say there was nothing that could have been done. And we're told the slide is still going. Engineers don't believe anyone else is in danger, but they can't begin work until it stops and things begin to dry up. There is not an estimate as to when that could begin. Back here in Billings, the Montana Energy Summit 2018 wrapped up Thursday. It brought together industry leaders in Billings to talk about the future of the energy industry in America. Continental Resources CEO Harold Hamm, who helped spearhead the Bakken oil boom in eastern Montana and western North Dakota, told the conference Thursday not only is America on the verge of energy self-sufficiency, he believes the U.S. will soon dominate the world energy market.
Everybody thought, we go back to when just thinking scarcity, that was running out of natural gas and was actually going to have to import LNG, to sustain everything. And now what are we doing? We're exporting natural gas. We found over 100-year supply, and some of us geologists think we see 200 years supply of natural gas in this country.
TransCanada CEO Russ Girling, who heads the company behind the Keystone XL pipeline, also spoke at the Energy Summit and said oil will begin to flow into the Keystone as early as next year. He says 20-year contracts are now in place with reliable producers that will keep oil flowing through the pipeline into the foreseeable future. Girling also said the pipeline project now has the approval it needs to cross 3 U.S. states and 2 Canadian provinces to transport tar sands oil from Hardisty, Alberta to the Texas Gulf Coast. As for the pipeline's impact on Montana, Girling said the project means as much as an $80 million windfall to the state, with $62 million of that in property taxes. Senator Steve Daines, who hosted the summit, said one of the takeaways of the summit were the opportunities overseas with Japan and Korea and the demand for U.S. energy.
The more energy that we can supply to those critical trading partners, more of that comes from Montana instead of the Middle East, that's good for our economy, for our tax base, for our jobs, and frankly, for national security and the geopolitical security issues that we face right now with the challenges of North Korea and Iran. America is moving towards independence, removing that dependency on the Middle East. And now we have a chance to be globally energy dominant. That's a great position to be in as a nation, and it's a great position to be in for Montana.
Turning now to business news, the Billings Sears location is among the newest round of stores that will close. On Thursday, Sears announced 100 non-profitable Sears and Kmart stores and picked 63 for closure. Liquidation sales will begin June 14th. The Billings location in West Park Promenade will be closing its doors in September. Sears Holdings has closed nearly 400 stores over the past 12 months. The Billings Kmart closed back in 2016. That building is in the process of demolition and will be rebuilt into discount grocery chain Winco. Meanwhile, in Livingston, she may have been the sidekick, but on Thursday, Margot Kidder was the leading role. The Hollywood actress and Montana resident was honored and remembered in Livingston yesterday. Kidder passed away last month at the age of 69, and while people may have been sad, the ceremony was anything but. Margot's political friends handed out Statue of Liberty costumes to honor her years of political activism. The event was dotted with speeches of cherished memories for the Lois Lane actress from friends and family alike.